All right, all right. I think we're good to go ahead and start here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I'm not a professor, but you can call me Nap, and welcome on in. Long time no see. It's only been like less than 24 hours, but yeah, it's only been 24 hours since our last stream where we streamed some Stardew Valley and had a very chill, fun time last night. And let's see. Hello, Toki. Good to see you. Hope you're having a great evening and a great end to your weekend. It is Sunday, so hope everybody's had a great weekend. I've had a pretty good and semi-productive weekend. I mentioned this yesterday, but I was working on a YouTube short that I thought, I was gonna be able to post in like maybe this weekend, like if I really put my nose to the grindstone, but I soon discovered that the script that I made was like 2 hours. Or sorry, not 2 hours. Jesus, that'd be way too long. That's not a short. That's a movie. That would be. It was 5 minutes long, and shorts can only be 3 minutes long max. So I had to basically rework my short to be split up into two shorts. And so I basically rewritten it, and now I'm waiting. I'm probably gonna work on that this weekend. So hopefully by next weekend, those shorts should be out. So look forward to that. Um, but let's talk a little bit about what we're gonna be doing today, because today is a bit of a special stream. It's a little bit special, because we are today researching the the last person in this photograph. Hello, Tea Time Cat. Hello, welcome on in. Good to see you. Um, oh, while some of you guys are here, before we get into what we're gonna be doing today, I just want to test something real quick because this was giving me problems uh the past few days because I reworked my audio. And I want to test my alerts where the visually were coming through, the audio wasn't coming through because I completely redid my audio a few days ago. So I want to do a test alert real quick to see if um if this works. Hello, Mordan. Welcome on in. How are you?
That's pretty neat.
Hey, and thank you for the follow. Or Moraden. Sorry, Moraden. Oh, sorry about that. Welcome on in. Welcome to the class. Actually, wait. Okay, with that follow, did you guys hear it? It came up on screen, but did you guys hear it? I actually didn't need to do the test for that one. um, because if the okay, you did hear it. Fantastic. Okay, that means it worked. I fixed it. All right. Thank you. So yeah, so that means that is working. Thank God. Um, yeah, because that was getting annoying. Oh, Moradin is your husband. Oh, that's great. Well, welcome. Thank you for recommending him to come on in here and join us. Always fun to have a couple. I always love like when I see people who are like, like friends and stuff like that or know each other, like interact and come in and like hang out together and everything. So that's awesome. So thank you guys so much for being here. So, yes, so uh today we're going to be doing something that is uh a little a little special. And if you haven't been around for a little bit, this is a big deal. So let me go ahead, hold on. Let me shrink myself down. All right, and get ready for a jump scare in three, two, one, boom. There they are. All right. So this right here, uh, this right here is a photograph that I bought at an antique store back back around Christmas time. And what we have been doing for the past 3 months, February 1st, so like over 3 months, Um, we we've been trying to research everybody in this photo. We watched your shorts about the people. Oh, thank you so much for checking those out. Yeah. I was just saying, I'm currently working on the next one. Um, but unfortunately, the next one, the script I had for it was like 5 minutes long, and YouTube Shorts can only be 3 minutes max. So I had to like rework the script. So I have to make it two parts because there's so much about the next person that I'm going to be talking about that yeah, I can't cut stuff, but I need to like make it under 3 minutes. But yeah, so basically we are we are continuing this research and kind of it's not the finale today, but it's the beginning of the end, as they like to say. Um, yeah. Good luck with that. Thank you. Yes, it's going to take a little bit. Hopefully, it'll be up by next week. Is my goal. Um, but today we have researched so far 23 of the 24 people in here. And we've been able to do that because uh, the back of the photo is this, which has the full names of all the people in this photo, as well as the year and or the date it was taken, the reason why it was taken. It says here Eleanor Metcalf's birthday party, and then that it was taken in Taconic, Pennsylvania. So today we're going to be researching number 24, Mabel Lewis, the last person in this photograph, which is just awesome. I'm very I'm very excited. It feels weird. It feels very weird to be finishing this. But it's not going to be the last stream of this. The last stream of this is going to be on Wednesday, um, where we are actually going to research Mr. Henry Dunn, we see right here at the bottom, because what I'm trying to figure out is how this photograph ended up in California, because that's where I bought it. I bought it in California, and how did it get from Pennsylvania to California? And we know that Henry Dunn here, through our previous research, we know that Henry Dunn is the son of Eleanor Metcalf, whose birthday party is being celebrated in this photo. So, uh, yeah. Hey, Paperclip, good to see you. Welcome on in. Hope you're having a great evening. Um, but yeah. So basically, while today's the last stream of or this last stream of researching somebody in the photo, so number 24. Wednesday is going to be our official last stream of this project, where we'll be researching Henry Dunn and trying to figure out how this photograph ended up in California. That's the goal of that stream, to try and see if we can figure out the provenance of this photograph and how it ended up where it was. Um, and before we get into researching Mabel today, there is two things that I want to share real quick that I was able to find actually earlier today. Um, because while I do most of my research on stream, oh yes, it definitely has been quite a journey, Toki. It's been a long journey, 3 months. Um, so one thing that I have discovered uh, through my research is that the Metcalf family in 1895 built a mansion in Taconic, Pennsylvania, and that mansion currently is being renovated and turned into a um like a event center, like they're going to host like events there, or like you can rent it out as like an Airbnb and stuff like that. It's being renovated and like restored because it was kind of dilapidated for a little bit. And I found out that the owners of the house who are renovating it are also super interested in like the history of the family and everything like that. Um and they have a Facebook page where they're documenting like their journey of like restoring the mansion and learning about the family. And they have actually gotten in contact with one of Eleanor Metcalf's granddaughters who has a bunch of photos of the family, of the Metcalf family at various points. Um, which has been super helpful. And they have a Facebook page where they are uploading a lot of these photos and like the family history of what they're learning, talking to the descendants of the Metcalf family. I don't do that research on stream because you have to use a Facebook account in order to go through it, and I don't want to accidentally dox myself. But I was going through that earlier today because every few weeks I do check it out just to see if they've uploaded anything new, and they have uploaded some stuff. They uploaded two things that are very, very interesting. The first thing that will show you is they uploaded a photo, and it's particularly this photo right here. Now, this photo is not of the Metcalf family. This is a photo of their cousins. This is the Terry family. And specifically, the two young girls here in this photograph are Ruth and Helen Terry. Ruth is, I believe, the one on the left because she's the older sister, meaning that Helen is on the right. And Ruth and uh, Helen are in this photograph. They are, hold on, they are, Helen is number 18. Uh, Helen is number 18 and Ruth is 3. Okay, so number 3, that's Ruth, and number 18 right here is that's Helen. And so if we can put these two pictures up together, we can kind of see. I mean, it's a little hard to tell because of the quality of the older photo, but they look kind of similar. Number 18 and number 3. So number 18 is the one on the right in this new later photograph. And number 3 is the one on the left. I can kind of see a similarity. I mean, she's wearing glasses in the later photo, but I think number 3, I can kind of see a little bit of a similarity there. Um, but that was like I freaked out when I saw this. I freaked out because we have like so far it's been very rare to find older photos of these kids like as they've gotten older. Only like a handful of them we've been able to find. Um, but this is one example where we were able to or able to see some of these kids as they've gotten older, and this is especially important for Ruth, number 3 in the photo and on the left here in the glasses, because she unfortunately only passed away when she was 25, so and had no living descendants. So I was not expecting to get this to see a photograph of her at all because of that. So this is awesome. And then there's one other thing I want to bring up here that I found on that Facebook page, and it's this. They posted this newspaper article that they found. Make it a little bit bigger here. They posted this newspaper article about a thunder and lightning and hailstorm that came through the place on Saturday uh, in July of 1893. So this newspaper article is 5 years after this photo was taken. And there's one line in particular here that I want to point out. Uh, okay, so if we read right here, the lightning was most about halfway down. The lightning was most severe where the hail fell. At Mr. Metcalf's, the children had a tent in the dooryard, uh, and surrounded by trees. The lightning evaded the trees entirely and struck the small center pole of the tent, shivering it in splinters, but fortunately doing no further damage. Now, the reason why that stood out to me was if you look in the background here, look at that. That is a tent. That is a tent in the background of this photo. Now, is this maybe the same tent? Who knows? because this is like I said, this newspaper article is 5 years later. Could they have kept the same tent for 5 years? Probably, yeah, they could have. Um, they could have kept it, uh, but it is a little, um, but it is also surrounded by trees, like they say, and it looks like it has a center pole in it. I was there. It's the same tent. Hey, Onion, good to see you. Yeah, okay, I'll take your word for it, man. Um, but yeah, so I read that I read that article, and initially I didn't like think anything of it. I was just like, "Oh, okay, whatever." And then I just happened to look at this photo again, and I saw the background, and I was just like, "Wait a second, wait a second, what is that?" That might be so. Yeah, so this might be the tent that they are talking about that got exploded by lightning, which is just a crazy turn of events that we have this photo and this newspaper article. Because I don't know if I would have found this article. Um, I don't know if I would have found that article on my own. Because it's a little bit uh like kind of off, like not entirely what we're looking at. This was prophesized during the wigwam conversation yesterday. Oh my god, you're right. Although this is more of a tent and less of a wigwam, but yeah, I guess that is kind of true. It is very similar. All right. But with that though, I say let's go ahead and let's uh let's talk a little bit about what or let's start it let's get started. Sorry, words are hard. This is uh it is crazy that we are like so close to being done here. All right, let's transition here. All right. So, like I said, we are researching number 24 today, the last person in this photograph, Mabel Lewis. Now we have already researched um we've already researched two of her siblings. We have already researched her sister Helen and her brother Harry. So we already have a little bit of an understanding of like her background and like who her parents were and stuff like that. We know her parents were Bradley Lewis Esquire and Mary Metcalf. We know that the Lewises were cousins, um, where they were cousins of the Metcalfs, of Eleanor Metcalf, whose, birthday party this photo is of. Um, so yeah, so there's probably going to be some repeat stuff that we've already seen, but I don't really know what happens to Mabel. I'm assuming she gets married because I feel like I kind of stopped seeing her and stuff after like 1910 in like previous research when we've been researching her like siblings and stuff. And I don't know if that's because her name changed because she got married or the bad side of things that maybe she die. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. Um, we'll find that out today. Easy for you to say. Yeah, I guess so. Oh, and one more thing, just a little bit what I was talking about earlier with the Metcalf Mansion. So this is the mansion that's currently being restored. That is uh, that Eleanor, her sister, and her parents grew up in. Her parents built this mansion 7 years after this photo was taken. Um, so yeah. And this is the Facebook page that I was talking about. Don't worry, I'm not logged into my Facebook account, so I don't have to worry about doxing myself. Um, but yeah, they're talking about doing research of like into the mansion, and this is who they're talking about: Pam DeWitt, great granddaughter of Henry and Pamela Metcalf. So so Pam is a descendant of Eleanor. Eleanor is her grandmother. Um, and yeah, and so they're talking about like local history. They're researching, trying to learn more about the mansion and the family and stuff like that. It's just really cool. And my plan, um, after I finish researching everybody on Wednesday, is to contact them and be like, "Hey, I found this photo. Do you want it?" um, and oh, something else I forgot to mention while we were on the other screen. Like I said, that Wednesday is Our next stream on Wednesday is going to be the sort of finale of this project, and after that, I am going to take a week off from streaming. So there won't be any streams uh next week. I'm going to give myself a little bit of a break cuz we've been streaming consistently like for almost 3 months straight researching this project. So I want to give myself a little bit of a break cuz I don't want to get burned out on this because I really do love doing this work. Um but yeah, I say without further ado, let's start learning about Mabel. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with ancestry. So Mabel Lewis, we know she's in Wyoming County, Pennsylvania. We don't know what year she was born yet, but we can also put down here, we can put father Bradley, Bradley Lewis. Mother is, what's her mother's name? Mary. Okay, so Mary. Okay. I think that should maybe be enough information. So let's see what we got here. Okay. Look at this. Mabel Dana Lewis Shoemaker. Okay, so that's why. Okay, I remember seeing the name Shoemaker come up a lot when we were doing researching like other people. So I guess that's why. That was because of Mabel, because she married somebody with that name. And we got a few other things here. So let's start with this 1900 census here. We got a lot of, okay, we got, yeah, find a grave. We got birth certificates, probably for their kids, census records, history books, church records. All right. So this 1900 census record is going to be her first census record. So let's look at this real quick. Okay, yep, there she is. Mabel right here. And she is living yeah, with her parents, Mary and Bradley, and her two siblings, Helen and Harry. Um and she was born apparently in 1882. So if she was born in 1882, that means in this photograph she is uh she's 5. She's 5 years old. Or no, 6 years old. Sorry, she's 6 years old um in this photograph here. Yeah, because the photograph was taken 18 in July of 1888. So yeah, so she would have been 6. And we already know that yeah, that their father was working, he was a lawyer, but then he also worked in fire insurance and did a few other things. Um so yeah, but let's look at, let's see, do we have a 1910 census here? Oh, interesting, we don't. That is interesting. There is no 1910 census. Okay. Hmm. Okay, well, hold on. Let's skip and let's go ahead to the 1920 census here. And let's see. Okay, yeah. Oh, so she is married at this point to Alex Shoemaker. They're living in Eaton, Wyoming County, Pennsylvania, which I think I remember seeing here. It's not, I feel like it's not that far. Hold on. Oh, it's literally just across the river. Okay, so they're living in this part somewhere around here, literally across the river from the main town of Tacanic where she was born. Okay, yeah, 36. He's 35. Oh, hey, Rice. Thank you so much for the hydrate. Welcome on in. Hope you're having a great. Great evening. Okay. Um, and they have at this point they have two kids. They have a son Robert and a daughter Mary. 9 and 5, and they have a servant living with them who's 15 years old. Wow. Lane Edna or Edna Lane. Sorry, Edna Lane. Okay, hold on. This says Eaton. Okay, they're living on Eatonville Road apparently. Hold on, wait. Where is Eatonville Road? Eaton Road, Hunter Highway. It could be the highway. Uh, it really could be this highway. It's just that they haven't. That they might have renamed it. Hold on. Okay, hold on. East Eatonville Road. Okay, yeah. So this main highway right here is Eatonville Road. It's just been renamed to Highway 29. Okay. So they just lived across the river. They didn't live that far away. Now let's see. What is Alex's job? Oh, he owns a dairy farm. Interesting. Okay. That actually is interesting because I'll admit most of the people in this photo are more kind of like from upper class, like they're mostly like kids relate like sons and daughters of like uh lawyers, attorneys, local like city officials, pastors and priests in like other churches. Um more kind of like, upper echelon of the town. So the fact that they're actually we got she married a dairy farmer considering her. But then again, they could just be they own the farm and they don't actually do any of the work. Hence the fact they have like a servant. It's who knows. Okay. So we have that 1920 census, and I think we saw, yes, we do have a 1930 census as well. So let's see what we have here. Okay, yep, Alexander Shoemaker, Mabel. Uh yeah, they own a home valued $7,500. Does this say where? Okay, they're still in Eaton. Doesn't really say exactly where. Oh wow, it's not specific at all. No road or anything like. Oh wait. Oh no, that's just the date of when they were filing these. Oh, and they had another daughter. Look at that. They had another daughter named Helen, named after her sister. That's sweet. I can definitely say that the Lewises and the Metcalfs were very close. I remember when researching them that like they show up in newspapers together constantly. They are very um they are very a tight knit, like they look out for each other and they do stuff together all the time. A very close, tight knit family. I think dairy farmer can mean small time local market producer or big shot ranch owner. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of how I'm thinking it too. It's like it could really go either way with that. It can be this big, yeah, this big ranch, or it can just be a more small local thing. It's really unclear. Um, okay, this is important. Age at first marriage, 22 and wait, why did he Alexander lost like 5 years of age? Hold on. Wait, in the 1920 census, it says he's 35. It says he's 35 and she's 36, but here it's saying he's 41 and she's 46. And the fact that they're saying that she was 27 and he was 22 when they first got married makes me think uh makes me think that maybe there might be something going on here. I think it's making me think that maybe this was incorrectly put in because there are mistakes in these, types of census records all the time. They're not 100% accurate, so you do have to kind of take some of the stuff with a bit of grain of salt. Okay, does he still work on a dairy farm? Nope. They do not. He is a superintendent for a water company. Wow, okay, yeah, so he's definitely not in apparently the dairy farm didn't work out, which you know what? I didn't realize that between 1920 and 1930, that's the Great Depression. So maybe he did have to lose the farm because of that. Who knows? But that is a possibility. Maybe we'll see something in the newspapers when we look at those in a second. Okay, 1940 now. So kids are older. Oh, whoa. Okay. Hold on. Mabel is listed as the head of the family. Value of home 10,000. Hold on. Yep, that's a W under marriage status, widowed. Okay. So her husband, Alexander, passed away sometime between 1930 and 1940. So her and her daughter Helen are living together. And according to this, she's not working, but they're still in Eton. So they probably are still living in the same house. Okay, then let's look at the 1950 census then. Oh, okay. Okay. Here she is. She's 67, widowed, and she's living with her daughter Helen and her family. Looks like Helen married somebody named Richard. They had 3 kids, Michael, Patricia, and Alexandra. Okay, so she's now living uh with her daughter's family, and he is a salesman, something in industrial lubricant? Industrial lubricant. Okay, yeah, that's lubricant. So he's a salesman for industrial lubricant. Okay. I mean, hey, that's something. There's probably yeah, and they're still in Eaton. What does this say? North Eaton Road. North Eaton Road was, let's see. Yeah, right here. North Eaton Road. Okay, so they live somewhere along here, somewhere along this road. It could be any of these houses, honestly. Who knows? But because unfortunately, we don't know off the top of our head. He's an industrial lubricant? No, he sells industrial lubricant. uh, he sells the stuff. Sells the stuff that makes sure your machinery parts don't seize up and break down. Okay. So a few other things here. that I want to look at real quick. Um, I want to look at this church record right here because a lot of times these church records do include like marriage. This could be marriage. Oh no, this is register of baptisms. Uh where is oh, parents' name. Hold on. Tewksbury, Borden. Oh yeah, here we go. A&M and Mabel Lewis Shoemaker. Okay, so this is their kid, Helen Lewis Shoemaker. Okay, so this is their daughter Helen. Had their baptism on July 27th, 1921. Hold on. Okay, yeah, that was right after she was born, because according to this, Helen was 9 years old in 1930. So that means she was born in 1920, around 1921. So that is right. Um, okay, and then let's look at this birth certificate here. This might be also Helen's birth certificate as well. No, this is their daughter Mary. Okay, yeah, so this is the birth certificate for their daughter Mary, born October 13th, 1914. A.M. Shoemaker, Mabel Lewis, Decanic. Okay, this is saying that he's 30, and this is saying that she's 32. I think he might be lying about his age in places. We'll see maybe if we find his grave, if like maybe it'll say what it is. And then oh, and yeah, hold on, late. Okay. The registrar. Okay, so this on this birth certificate, this registrar right here, so the person who's like in charge of like filing all this stuff and like counting like the birth record and everything for the city, this is done by H.W. Lewis. That's Harry Lewis. That's her brother. So her brother signed signed her daughter's birth certificate. Oh my god. Okay. Uh it is neat. Yeah, and I mean kind of on the opposite end of that. What's also crazy is that Harry Lewis also his signature also appears on a couple death certificates for some of the people in this photo because he was the register because some of the people in this photo died, at a younger age. His signature is on some of their death certificates, which is also just a crazy connection for the people in this photo, you know. Yeah, like that when they took this photo, they had no idea that, in like 20 years, 10, 20 years he was going to be signing some of their death certificates. Okay. Okay, let's look at this. This is a family history book, which I think I actually know what this one is because I think we've seen it already. Oh no, we haven't. Okay. Miss Mabel Dana Lewis, born in Taconic, Pennsylvania, descendant of Lieutenant Asa Stevens and of Anderson Dana, daughter of Bradley W. Lewis and Mary G. Metcalf, his wife. Granddaughter of Henry Metcalf and Sarah Ann Dana, his wife. Great granddaughter of Asa Stevens Dana and Nancy Pruner. Great great granddaughter of Anderson Dana Jr. and Sarah Stevenson's. Great 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 granddaughter of Anderson Dana and Susan Huntington, his wife. Okay. So this is a basically a genius. Yeah, okay, this is from the Daughters of the American Revolution. This is a bit like a lineage book. So this is saying that this is who, she's descendants of. So it doesn't really have much information on the rest of her or like her siblings or anything like that. It's just specifically her and basically her lineage. But that was this one. What if we look at this one? Because there's another family history book here. Okay, yeah, there. Here we go. Yeah. So again, we do have a birth date here, May 1st, 1882. Mabel Dana Lewis. Yeah, her siblings, Helen and Henry. Um, their mother, Marion Genevieve Metcalf, and their father, Byron W. Lewis. That's interesting. I've never seen him referred to as Byron. It's always been uh everything I've seen has always been Bradley. So I don't know if maybe that could be a mistake, or maybe he just went by Bradley because he hated the name Byron. Okay. So now that we have that, I think oh yeah, that's just the lineage books that we already saw. When I do this research, I don't look at any of the newspapers here because we are going to do our own newspaper research in like just a little bit. That's like the next step after we do this. Uh One thing I do want to do real quick though, so I want to look at this. Okay. Okay, yeah, there's nothing I guess like special here. Um Anything in the gallery? Okay, that's just a newspaper ad that we're going to look at in just a little bit. Okay, so nothing really new here. Okay. So let's go ahead then and let's do the last thing here. We have two things. We have a death certificate and we have the find a grave. So first, let's look at the death certificate. Oh, wait. Oh, no, wait. No, this isn't her death certificate. This is her son. Scranton, Pennsylvania. Yeah, Robert. Okay, yeah, this is their son. Yeah, this is their son Robert, who apparently passed away in 1972. Yeah, mother's name Mabel D. Lewis. Father's name Alexander M. Shoemaker. Okay. Okay, that's interesting because I thought this was going to be her death certificate, but I guess not. Okay, so then we actually will let's look at actually wait, hold on. Before we do that, I didn't look. How did okay, cause of death, subdural high high grom Hygrom? I don't. Hygrim? Hold on. Uh, hold on. Hygroma? Is that what it is? Subdural hygroma. Accumulation of fluid in the subdural space. Okay, so it's like a there's a collection of fluid without blood located in the dual membrane of the brain. Okay, yeah. So he basically had a it's like almost like a brain bleed but without the bleeding. It's kind of like it's like a subdural hematoma, which is that one specifically blood, but this one isn't blood. This is other types of like fluid that apparently can collect in the brain. Um as a result of like minor head trauma according to the thing that I read. Um okay. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a good way to go at all. I mean, anything like that within the brain doesn't sound like a good way to go. That sounds awful. But okay, so all right, let's look at the next thing here, which is find a grave. All right, so find a grave, one of my favorite websites, database of all basically newspaper or not news, out of all cemeteries. Okay, yeah, and there it is. Helen Shoemaker Vaughn, Mabel Dana Shoemaker, Alexander Mitchell Shoemaker. Okay, so he died in 1932. This says he was born in 1885. Yeah, he might have fallen and hit his head. That could have because it says that it's very common. The thing that I read, it says that that condition is very common in uh elderly people with minor head trauma. So that might be what it is, what it was. But what's interesting with this though, that I noticed is that both her daughter Helen and her died the same year, which is interesting. I don't know if that means anything, but maybe we'll find out. Because hold on, because yeah, because we have yeah, born May 1st, 1882, died October 22nd, 1963, at the age of 81. Okay, um, and yet buried in Sunnyside Cemetery. Okay, and this is apparently an obituary. Okay, yeah, Miss Mabel Dana Shoemaker, 81. Oh, of Catona, New York. She moved. Formerly of Tacanic, died yesterday morning in northern Westchester Hospital, Mount Kisco, New York, following a brief illness. Born in Tacanic, May 1st, 1882, she was the daughter of the late Bradley W. and Mary G. Metcalf Lewis. She was the widow of Alexander M. Shoemaker. Um, Mrs. Shoemaker was a member of the Tacanic Presbyterian Church. Surviving are a daughter, Miss Mary Wilhelmini, Wilhelmi, Wilhelmi, with whom she resided the last year. A son, Robert M. Titanic, 5 grandchildren, a daughter. Oh, Miss Helen Vaughn died September 6th, 1963. Okay, so their daughter died first. Oh man, I wonder what from. Funeral will be held Tuesday afternoon at 2 from Tacanic Presbyterian Church. Reverend Paul Floyd Jones, assisted by Dr. Arthur B. Davenport, MD, officiating. Internment in Sunnyside Cemetery. Friends may call at the home of Robert Shoemaker, 15 West Tioga Street, Tacanic, this afternoon. Okay. So that provides us with more background information. Okay. Um she lived a pretty long life. She lived to be 81, which I think is kind of near the upper end of things when it comes to everybody else in this photo. Because like most people died like in their 70s. I mean, no, we have okay. The oldest person was Jesse Graham, who lived to be 90. She's the oldest person so far who lived the longest out of everybody in this photo. Um, yeah, everybody else is like we have some very big outliers because we have like a 15-year-old, a 17-year-old, 25-year-old. Yeah, okay. Um, let's see. Hey, Aeon, good to see you. Thank you so much for lurking. Uh, enjoy your lurk. Okay. So, let's go ahead and start looking at newspapers and see if we can figure out what happened in Mabel's life in more detail. So, whoops, Mabel Lewis. She was born in 1882, so we'll start 1882, and we normally go to 1900, and we'll do County, Pennsylvania. Oh wow, okay, so right off the bat, well, an old sort by oldest first, so we'll go in chronological order. All right. So it looks like a lot of these are probably going to be her like just visiting somebody. um okay. The time period that I'm really kind of cautious about is from 1900 to like 1920 because I know between like that era there's a lot of records of her like visiting friends or doing things with friends or family and stuff like that in newspaper articles because I've seen her in other people's articles when we researched them. So we might get a decent amount of repeat stuff. But let's start. We gotta start somewhere. So let's start here. Uh, okay, here we go. I mean, right off the bat, right here, Miss Jenny L. Thompson, accompanied by Mrs. Guthrie Thompson, Amy Brown, Bessie Lighton, and Mabel Lewis, spent several days of last week with friends at Beaumont, returning home Saturday. Okay, Bessie and Amy are also in this photograph. And this newspaper article is from 11 years after this photograph was taken. So that's something that I really like throughout this project is like seeing the connections that people like maintained and seeing these connections still like years and years and decades and decades after this photo was taken and how everybody was like still hanging out together, still friends in a lot of cases. It's really cool. I know this is like a wildly small town, but these folks seem like they really stuck together. Yes, they did. Definitely. It is very wholesome because of that. Yeah, it's Part of it is because yes, they were friends, but also a lot of it's because they were family. Like I said, um the Lewises, the Metcalfs, and the Terrys were all cousins. All these families, all these different last names, these three different last names, they're all cousins. And what I have noticed too is that a majority of the people in this photograph, the reason why I think they all knew each other is because they were almost all of them were involved in the Presbyterian church. So honestly, this photo is probably very similar to like their Sunday school class. They probably, and that's maybe how a lot of them knew each other. Um, or their parents knew each other from like, their lines of work and stuff like that. But the main threads that are connecting everybody are either family or Presbyterian church. Those are like the two main ones that I'm noticing a lot. Is this just them return? Oh, no, this is a different one. This is 18. This is. Oh wait, I just realized I didn't look at that. Sorry, this is eight. I misread that. It wasn't 1898. It was 1889. This is 1 year after the photo was taken. I misread that. This is 1 year after the photo was taken because the photo's from 1888. I misread that. This next one here is from 1893, 5 years later, and we see some of the same people here. Okay, yeah. A convention of junior Christian endeavor for this district was held at Ashley on Saturday. The junior society of this place was represented by Master Fred Shook and Miss Ruth Hodley. Ruth Hodley is also in this photograph. Um, Mrs. Mame Shook and Renee Meter went with the children from here. The other members of the junior society present were Miss Mabel Lewis, Guthrie Thompson, and Bessie Lighton. And those are three people we saw in the last. Yeah, Guthrie Thompson, Bessie Lighton, and Mabel Lewis. Same people in the previous article, 5 years later. Oh, but I think my favorite connection thing out of everything that I discovered during this research, and it was at the very beginning. Um, it was like craziest thing. So Fred Shook right here. Fred Shook is not in the photo, but Fred Shook, um, and Harry Lewis are connected because Fred Shook. I found a newspaper article that talked about the baptism of Harry Lewis. It was Harry Lewis's like baptism record, and it also listed a few other people that were baptized that same day, and one of them was Fred Shook. So Fred Shook and Harry Lewis were both baptized on the same day. And then you know what else I discovered when I researched Harry Lewis? When I researched Harry and found his marriage record and found a newspaper article describing his wedding, do you know who his best man was? His best man was Fred Shook. Again, that was like just so wholesome of like two guys clearly best friends for life, literally baptized on the same day, and then, best man at his wedding. Would you say you were shook? Yes. Uh, very shook. Goosebumps everywhere. I was shooketh. Very shooketh. But again, yeah, just how everybody is connected in like different ways when you do this research. Okay, yeah, and this is Mabel with her uh these aren't her grandparents, these are her aunt and yeah, this would be her aunt and uncle. This is her with her aunt and uncle doing stuff. Uh let's see, 1896. Mrs. Helen and Mabel Lewis were visiting the home of their cousins, Miss Anna and Clara Lewis at Os uh Osceola, Pennsylvania. Okay. Uh Let's see. Last Sunday, Mary Mitchell, Bessie Lighton, Mabel Lewis, Guthrie Thompson, Fred Shook, Harry Lewis, and Harry Kittredge were promoted from the Junior Christian Endeavor Society of the Presbyterian Church to the Senior Society. See, okay, yeah, again, showing how everybody is connected here. The church, the Presbyterian Church is the main one, is the big thing that's connecting everybody. As we see Bessie again, we see Mabel again, and we see Harry Lewis here as well, with his friend Fred Shook. Okay, and then we go. Let's see, what's this record? Okay. Oh, is this one of those competitions? Yes, this is. Okay. This is one of those like speech competitions that they used to do that we've already seen because other people have been in them. The high school on Friday last week, the third and the last of the preliminary contest took place, in which all members of the D class participated. The judges were, after much deliberation, chose the following. So Nellie Billings got first, James Height got second, Rose Gregory third, and honorable mention to Miss Mabel Lewis. Okay, so she didn't win, unfortunately. She didn't win, but she did get at least a little bit of an honorable mention. So she got something. Okay. And apparently what she read was Dark Forest of Sorrow. Dang, sounds uplifting. Yeah, Dark Forest of Sorrow. Uh yeah, okay, yeah. I remember now how we've seen this before because Ruth Hodley right here and Bessie Lighton are both in the photo. And so when we researched them, I remember reading this article before too. Uh let's see. This is I think the same article. Okay, yeah, this is the same information but just a shorter version of it. Yeah. Um and this one's from May 29th, 1897. Another okay, yeah, the third speaking contest occurred at the Friday or at the high school last Friday by members of the D class. Mrs. Mabel Lewis and Nellie Billings, James Height, and Patrick Boyce won the honors. Okay, so she won again. So she's also a champion speaker. She is also a champion speaker. Let's see. Is this just a traveling thing? Yeah, Ruth Pyatt returned. Okay. And then let's see. Okay. Oh, that's right. We found this when we researched Eleanor. The Ladies Banjo Club. The Ladies Banjo Club is composed of Mrs. Mabel Lewis, Eleanor Metcalf, Martha and Hannah Lobeck, Leslie DeWitt, Mrs. Charles A. Graham, and Mrs. James E. Freer. The club meets for practice once a week with Professor J. F. Wiggins as teacher. Yeah, the Ladies Banjo Club. Oh yeah, and that's just the same article again. Okay, and then August of 1899. Let's see here. The following party of ladies made a trip overland by private conveyance to Harvey's Lake on Wednesday. Mrs. Eleanor and Marion Metcalf, Mrs. B.W. Lewis, Mrs. Mabel Lewis, Mrs. A.D. Tewksbury, um, Mrs. S.W. Eisenbach and this is M.H. Bunnell. Okay, so again, we see her here traveling with her cousins, going on a trip, hanging out together. Oop, hold on, didn't mean to do that. There we go. That's the same article again, but just a clearer version of it, actually. Hold on. Actually, wait. Let me maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this one because it's way clear. It's a way clearer version of the one we just read. Okay, and that's what these two are too. Yeah, so we're getting a lot of repeats. We're getting a lot of duplicates. The Titanic High School will graduate 7 students this year, as follows: Mabel Lewis, Blanche Dietrich, uh, Minnie Frey, Bessie Ferris, Patrick Boyce, and Marshall Scott. Okay, Blanche Dietrich is also in the photograph. She is somebody else who is also in the photograph. Um, let's see. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Titanic golfers play the game at the fairground. Among those who indulge are, and then we have some people: Helen and Mabel Lewis. Okay, so her and her sister Helen did it, and Eleanor Metcalf is also there as well. Okay. Uh, what else we got here? Oh, this is a long one. Okay, here we go. This is her graduating. So this is when she graduated. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is the 17th commencement exercises of the Titanic High School were held in Piatt's Opera House on Bridge Street last week, Friday afternoon and evening. And then okay, a program for the class day exercises. Um, presentation oration. Uh, composed the committee of arrangements and had everything well in hand and acquitted themselves nobly. Okay, so she was on the board to kind of help set everything up. But then she also, the program was as follows. So everybody did like a little, like, recite, like, did some reciting, and Mabel did hers on Theodore Roosevelt, who was president at the time. Yeah, this is when he was president. I'm pretty sure. I just want to double check that real quick, make sure. Uh, no, he wasn't president yet. He became president in 19 September of 1901. So he was running for president, I think, during this time. And then before maybe he was the vice president candidate. That's actually really interesting that she was writing about him before he was president. Or wait, what was he? Or well, I guess he was famous for his military service. Yes, yeah, I had that thought at the exact same time, Paperclip. Yes, he would have been famous for, yeah, his Rough Rider stuff. Yeah, for his military in the Spanish American War. Um, yeah. And he would have been at the time he would have been governor of New York. Yeah, during this he was governor of New York. Okay. Yes, bully, exactly. I'm gonna be honest, Teddy Roosevelt is my personally, of the presidents, he is my favorite president, just because he is the closest thing I feel like we've had to a cartoon character as president, and just the stories about him are insane, and it's ridiculous. Also, I am a big fan of the National Park Service, so I had to thank him a lot for that. I'm a huge fan of national parks and hiking and backpacking and outdoors and conservation stuff, so also great character, played by Robin Williams in the fantastic Night at the Museum series. And okay, so also Mabel, the A class was toasted by Miss Mabel. Okay, so they are talking about the other classes, like during the banquet. Okay. Oh, you're also a fan of Teddy? Yeah, no, that's yeah, he's an interesting character, definitely. Okay. Uh, is this the same thing? Yeah, it's the same thing. Oh, okay, hold on. Miss Ruth Pratt goes to college at Syracuse, New York. Miss Mabel Lewis at Baltimore, Maryland. Okay. So Mabel apparently went to Baltimore for school. We don't know what school, it's just that she went to Baltimore. Interesting. On Baltimore, she will enter college. Miss Mabel Lewis has gone to Baltimore where she will enter college. She was accompanied by her sister Helen, who will visit friends in Boston before returning home. Okay. But we don't know what college though. We just know that she's going to college. Yeah, see here. It just says the same thing again, Mabel Lewis to Baltimore. We don't know what school. Okay. Let's then move forward 1901 to 1910, and let's see. 1901 to 1910. Uh I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot during this time period. Yep, 92. Oh god. 92. 92. We're probably not going to look at all of them cuz some of them are going to be repeats and some of them are just going to be not really anything. Um which happens a lot. Apparently she had a lot in, according to this, in like 1905, 1906, like this range she had a lot. And we don't know exactly what year she got married. We just know she gets married sometime between like, hold on, wait. We know that she was okay, she was 27. So if she was 27, that means she was likely married in 1909? Yeah. So around 1909, which we do have some records for that. So maybe we'll see those in this group, maybe. But first, let's see if we can figure out what college she was going to. Oh, it literally just says, okay, here, Miss Mabel Lewis is home from Baltimore College. Oh, and her cousin, Marion Metcalf. Yeah, Miss Marion Metcalf for Elmira College. Okay, so that kind of answers that a little bit. And is this just the same thing talking about? Yeah, that's just them returning from summer vacation. We already know now. Oh, okay, hold on. What is this? Something about commencement exercises. Miss Helen and Mabel Lewis are attending commencement exercises at Princeton University this week. I think that's because their brother went to Princeton, I think, or some family relative went to Princeton. They knew somebody who went to Princeton. I don't remember who exactly. Oh, wait, hold on. What is this? B.W. Lewis Esquire expects to attend the class reunion at Lafayette College on Tuesday next. So that's their father. He will be accompanied by his daughters, Mrs. Helen and Mabel. Mr. Lewis belongs to class of 71. His son Harry is now a student at that college. That's right. Harry did go to Lafayette. I do remember that when we researched him. He went to like four different schools, like as a young adult. He went to four different schools, just constantly going to all of them. Mrs. Hughes, Helen, and Mabel Lewis, Harry Lewis, and Frank Miller are occupying the Lewis cottage at Lake Carey. Okay, so they have, yeah, they have a cottage. That's just their vacation. Uh, let's see. Helen and Mabel Lewis, Helen Northrop, Harry Lewis, party accompanying B.W. Lewis cottage at. Okay, that's just them. Wait, where is Lake? Where is Lake Carey? I don't think I've seen Lake Carey come up a few times. Where is that? Lake Carey. Oh, it's up here. Okay. So they had a cottage somewhere along the lake here. Oh, wait, I'm curious. Do we have. Ah, we don't have any street view. We got something at the old Crater Barn, though. Oh, got a nice gazebo. I was hoping we could maybe like see what some of the houses look like and like see like what their cottage probably looked like. But unfortunately, yep, there are no street views around the actual lake itself, unfortunately. Okay. Uh, okay, what is this? Oh, okay, so it looks like she switched schools. Miss Mabel Lewis is now a student in the Elmira College. Okay, so multiple people from this photograph went to Elmira College. I can't name them off the top of my head, but that college comes up a lot when researching the people from this photo. They all, a lot of them went. So maybe that might have influenced her decision to go there. Um, who knows? But okay, so now she's not going to Baltimore College anymore. She's going to Elmira. Oh yeah, return. Yeah, Elmira College. Okay, hold on, because I think this is. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So she went there with her cousins. Yeah, Mabel, Marion, and Eleanor Metcalf all went to the same school, Elmira Female College. Okay. Uh, Yeah, and this is all of them. These are basically all of them talking. It's all these are all newspaper articles talking about them going to and from college. Yeah, so there's not really with a lot of those we just kind of like skip them because it's like this. It's just the same information over and over and over again. Yeah, see, like Miss Mabel Lewis and probably Eleanor Metcalf of Elmira Female College are down to spend Thanksgiving with. Yeah, they're just home for the holidays. Hold on, what is this one? This one looks a little different. Okay, yeah, I remember this one. I'm gonna keep this one because it also has Pearl Dietrich, and Marion Lighton. Both uh are in the photograph. So Pearl, Marion, Mabel, and Eleanor here in this article are also in this photograph. Uh yeah, return. Oh wait, hold on. That has a little thing there. Miss Mabel Lewis returned home from Elmira College Tuesday evening. She is on the sick list. Oh no, I wonder what she was sick with. And I don't think they mean sick as in like cool in this context. This is about 90 years before like sick meant like cool. She's not on the cool list. She's on like the actually sick list. And back then, being sick means you could probably die very easily. Um, let's see. Spending time with her parents, spending time with her parents. I returned home from the college, returned home for summer. Student of Elmira Female College for the week here with her parents. Spending home from Elmira Female College. Elmira Female College. Hold on. This one looks a little different. Day with her. Okay, yeah, no, that's just her again visiting her parents from college. Easter vacation. Female college. Hold on, is this? There we go. Okay, this is her graduating. Look at this. June 1904. Miss Mabel Lewis is among the graduates of Elmira Female College this week. Her mother, Miss B.W. Lewis, Miss Helen Lewis, Harry Lewis, and Mrs. Marion and Eleanor Metcalf went up to attend the exercises. Okay. So yeah, so that's when she's graduating. So yeah, she started in 1901, ended in 1904. That's about right. Yeah, okay, that's just the same information, just in a different article that we just read. Um, but I'm curious what happens in 1905 and 1906 because like I thought 1904 and all these other ones had felt like a lot, but something happened in 1905 and 1906 to cause this bump right here. Let's see, what is this? Mary and Eleanor Metcalf gave a party Saturday evening in honor of their guest, Miss Lucia Gallagher. Okay. Yeah, so and she's listed on the list as well as Helen Terry and Pearl Dietrich, who are also in the photo. So we have one, two, three, four, five people from this photograph in referenced as being in at one place again. I think the record that I've seen for the most people referenced in a newspaper article that are in this photo, I think is 8. I had a newspaper article where there were 8 people from this photograph also mentioned in this newspaper article, like attending a party. So like a third of the people in this photograph. Uh, let's see. What else we got here? Following young people were entertained at the home of Mr. and Mrs. H.F. Metcalf on Harrison Street. Helen Terry, Mabel Lewis, Eleanor, and Marion Metcalf. Sark, O.H. Kennedy, John Celine, and Harry Kittenridge. Okay. Let's see what else. Miss Mabel Lewis and Edna Keithline are enjoying junior week at Lafayette College East. And did she go to another school? They go like back again to school, or they just maybe she's just like visiting friends. Oh, whoa, look at this. Hold on. Miss Mabel Lewis has purchased a thoroughbred Kentucky horse for saddle purposes. Okay, so she rode horses. And this again, I think this also again shows kind of like the more like wealth of her family. The fact that they were able to purchase a thoroughbred Kentucky horse in 1905, that's pretty that's pretty high class. Okay, okay, yeah, this is just her visiting her old Elmira College friends. Um, that was the same. Uh, what is this? Martha and Susan Lucas of Elmira. Okay, yeah, that's just again visiting Elmira friends. Let's see. Miss Helen Lewis gave a dinner of 12 covers Tuesday night for the Dunn Metcalf bridal party. Okay, so this is Eleanor's wedding party, or like basically like bachelorette party. Dominating colors were pink and white. Those present were, yeah, Miss Metcalf, Miss Eleanor Metcalf, um, Miss Lucas, Miss Gary, Miss Lewis, Miss Mabel Lewis, Thomas Dunn. Okay, yeah. So this is her at her cousin's bridal party. She liked to horse around. I mean, yeah. Wait, hold on. Oh wait, do I have? I don't. Dang it. I need a like a like a joke like symbol sound for my soundboard. The closest thing I have to like a I guess to a laugh is this, but it's not really a laugh. It's just a vine boom. That's more of a shock than a laugh. But I should get that. I should get the drum like the dun. I should get that. That's the closest thing that I got to a laugh here. It's either that or a dun dun dun. That's for when we find something crazy. Does Lewis have a laugh? Oh, I don't think Lewis does. Actually, wait, hold on. So, actually, yeah, for the new people in here, you might not have noticed him, but we have a little guy here next to me. This little peanut guy. That is Lewis. He's our little he's our little mascot here, right here. He's a little peanut guy. That I found one day while researching, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep this guy. But Lewis can talk. Hey pirate, good to see you. Hope you're having a great evening. You're catching us on our last, not officially last research stream, but the last stream of researching uh somebody that's in the photo. We still have one more stream where we're going to research a few other smaller things related to the photo, but this is the last stream of researching somebody who is in the photo itself after 3 months. But hold on, let's ask Lewis here. Uh, Lewis, do you have a laugh?
Did that just happen?
I, I mean, that's not exactly a laugh, but you know. Also, don't forget, you can also make Lewis talk in using channel points as well. For some, I think it's 500 channel points, you can make me ask him a question, and for 1,000 channel points, you can make him uh you can ask your own question. You can type in your own question that we'll ask him. So yeah, uh, nearly a whole month on it now. No, it actually, Pirate, it's been 3 months. I started this project on February 1st. It's been 3 months that we've been researching this photo. I love him. We saw him in that. Oh, that's right. Yeah, the patent short. Yes, when I was researching patents. Yes, that's how I found him. Um, yeah. God, yeah. Hey, Lewis, how do you feel about the fact that's um how do you feel about the fact that we've been researching this photo for 3 months?
I'll have what she's having.
I mean, I don't know what is, I don't know what I don't know what Mabel's having, but you know what? So far, her life seems pretty good. No, it really it doesn't feel like it at all, Pirate. It doesn't feel like it's been 3 months. It's been 3 months. It's gonna feel weird to do other research streams and not have to look at Tacanic, Pennsylvania anymore. uh, okay, so let's bring Lewis back down here a little bit. Okay. Okay, so looking back at our newspapers here, uh, okay, I think this is the same article again. Yeah, this is okay. Yeah, this is Eleanor's wedding. This is an article about Eleanor's wedding, and yeah, she's listed as a guest here. So yeah, Helen and Mabel Lewis and Helen Terry, again, all cousins. So yeah, they were all in the wedding or at the wedding. I don't think they were bridesmaids. The bridal party entered the church. Bride was given costume as white satin. Hold on, does it say who her bridesmaids are? Best man. Ushers were. Okay, yeah, no, she was a bride. Okay, she was a bridesmaid. Yeah, the bridesmaids were Miss Martha Lucas, Helen Mabel, and Helen Terry. Yeah, so all three of her cousins, three of her cousins were her bridesmaids. Uh, let's see. Miss Mabel Lewis expects to leave in about 10 days for a Western trip. She goes from Buffalo to Milwaukee by boat and thence by rail to Denver, Colorado to visit friends. Dang, that's a long journey in 1905. It was illuminated with many electric lights, the article says. Must have been expensive. Yes, I mean, they were, because I think that was at, I think if it was at the Metcalf house. Oh, no, it was at the Presbyterian church. Okay. Sorry, it was at the Presbyterian church. So yeah, they had lights, electric lights decorating. So yeah, I mean, the Metcalfs were, I mean, I mean, to give you context, like, this, this is their house. This is their house. They are definitely wealthy. So they have money to be able to afford the electric night lights. Yeah, it must be nice, definitely. Uh, okay, yeah, this is her traveling. Okay, so she left in July 27th, 1905, and according to this, she got back October 12th, 1905. Miss Mabel Lewis returned on Tuesday from her Colorado trip, having been gone for a couple of months. She will go to Elmira next week to attend the wedding of her college friend. The wedding will take place on 24th. Okay, yeah. So this is her traveling back. That was a long trip for back then to go across the country like that by boat and by rail. Oh, okay. The presentation of the story of the Scottish Reformation under John Knox by the local chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution will be the most elaborate of anything in that line ever attempted here. So this is a play that she was a part of because we know from records that she was a member of the Daughters of the American Revolution. Uh, 75 or more people will be costumed according to the period represented. Uh, Victor M. Avery will assume the character of John Knox, and Miss Mabel Lewis will be Queen Mary. Okay, so she had a major role. She had a big role. Uh oh yeah, okay, and this is the list of like all the people. Yeah, Queen Mary, Mabel Lewis. This is everybody who took part in it. Um and there are yeah, okay, yeah, Helen Terry. Helen Terry was also in it. Uh who else? There were other there's somebody else from the photo who's in it too. Okay, yeah, Helen Lewis is in it. Uh yeah, and Mabel is yeah, Queen. So she's playing Queen Mary. Okay. Uh let's see, what's this next one here? Columbus, Ohio is expected here on Saturday as a guest of Mabel. Okay, so she just had a friend visiting her, a sister of the groom. Oh, wait, is this okay? This is Harry's wedding. Uh, yeah, so this is her brother's wedding right here. And yeah, I remember we looked at this earlier. And here we go. Yeah, oh yeah, I was saying this earlier. Look, the groom was attended by his best man, Mr. Fred C. Shook. So that was his Fred Shook was his best man. And they were, they've known each other literally since birth. They were baptized together the same day. Uh, yes, the I think that's quintessential BFFs right there. Um, and apparently Mabel was one of the bridesmaids. It looks like. Okay. Um, let's see. What is this? Okay, yeah. Again, Presbyterians. Presbyterians entertain. There will be there will be drama with the following cast: Juliet, Mabel D. Lewis, Ophelia, Helen Terry. Okay, again, her cousin. Portia, Helen M. Lewis, okay, and Lady Macbeth, Jeanette Hughes, okay. So they're all playing female characters from Shakespeare plays. Hmm. Let's see. This is her just going to Philadelphia. This is them going to Philadelphia. Nothing, anything interesting here. Nope. Okay, yeah, that's them going also to Philadelphia. Uh, let's see. Anything else? Oh, this is them going to Canada. Mrs. Helen and Mabel Lewis. Uh, oh no, this they're wow. This must have been a really slow news base. They're not even going on the trip yet. They're contemplating a trip next week, which will include the Thousand Islands, Montreal, Quebec, and other places of interest. It must have been a really slow news day where they're just talking about people like thinking about doing a trip. Let's see. Okay, and this is them after doing the trip right here. Mrs. M.H. Brunel and daughter Elizabeth and Mrs. Helen and Mabel Lewis returned Thursday from their trip to the Northwest. They stopped at Thousand Islands, Montreal, Quebec, and Nova Scotia and crossed to Cape Breton. They took passage by boat from Halifax to Boston and spent a week in and around the hub. Okay, doesn't sound like a bad trip. Let's see what else we got here. Uh, okay, so we got two articles here. This one where she's a guest, or she has a guest, Miss Bertha Sutherland. Miss Ruth Peck Pyatt gave a thimble tea party of friends on Friday evening last. Those present were, yeah, Helen Terry, Marion Metcalf, Mabel Lewis. Uh, okay. Yeah, I think I remember we had to look. I remember we saw a similar article to this one time. We had to look up what a thimble tea party was, or a thimble. Yeah, thimble tea. And we discovered. I think it was like a, if I remember correctly, it was like a sewing party kind of thing. Where a bunch of people get together and they like sew together, or knit, or do some sort of crafty thing. Yeah, this is it right here. This is a thimble party. It's the same thing. Yeah. Uh, let's see. That's just them visiting somebody. Let's see. What else do we got here? That's them attending a wedding. Uh, oh, is this also about the wedding? Yeah, this is about the wedding. Okay, this is the wedding that they went to with Marion. Yeah. Oh, okay. I think I remember this article too. Yeah, so this is them also again doing a show. She did a lot of family like shows with the church, like drama productions. The Sweet Family. We are pleased to announce that the Sweet Family, a far famed in dramatic art, will give one of their popular entertainments at the Presbyterian Church on Tuesday evening, December 18th, believing that the people of this community would be desirous of hearing this well known company of artists in their farewell tour of this country. They have arranged to give this date to Titanic. No effort has been spared in getting together this company of dramatic people, each of whom is a specialist in her particular field. And yeah, and there's Miss Mabel Lewis. She is playing Frances Fedora, who writes poetry. And then Helen Terry, her cousin, is playing Elizabeth Eliza, the most attentive. And then Helen Lewis is playing Ma Sweet, Armini with many winning ways. Arminty with many winning ways. Huh. Yeah, so she did a lot of performances. Uh, okay, yeah, then it drops. Her name appearing in things drops, which it makes sense that it would probably drop after 1909 because that's when she gets married. And from then on out, her name is going to be changed. It's not going to be Mabel Lewis anymore. She's probably going to be referred to as Mrs. Alexander or Alex Shoemaker. Okay. Uh, let's see. New Year's night. Miss Mabel Lewis gave a party to a number of young people, several persons being in attendance from out of town. Oh, I wish we could have known who. But yeah, I gave a New Year's party. Okay, that's just her traveling to Philadelphia. Uh, okay, here we go. This looks like another drama production she was in. Yep, look at that. The ladies of the Presbyterian Church will produce the drama Cranford at Pyatt's Opera House Wednesday evening, April 10th, for the benefit of the church fund. And yeah, Mabel Lewis is playing Miss Mary Smith. See anybody else here I recognize? Okay, yeah, Helen Lewis, Harry Lewis. Or sorry, that's Mrs. Harry Lewis. So that's their sister-in-law. Uh yeah, for this one, the only one I recognize is Mabel and Helen. Uh, let's see. What is this? Okay, yeah, again, that's just her visiting Philadelphia. Oh, whoa, look at this. Oh, we got ads. Hold on. What is she? It's the same ad. What is she selling? Oh, her horse. She's selling her horse for sale. Saddle horse in fine condition. Well gated. Applied to Miss Mabel Lewis to Canic. So this is a few years later. She's selling her horse. Because she had that horse for like over 5 years, I think. So she got good use out of it, I feel like. Okay. I started visiting Wilkes-Barre. Uh, Helen and Mabel Lewis entertained a party of friends at the Lewis cottage at Lake Cary over Sunday. Uh, okay. Let's see. Okay, going to Wilkes-Barre. Hold on, what is this? Whoa, wait, hold on. Judge Terry and Reverend Mr. Uh, Harries are not the only ardent pedestrians in this community. Miss Helen and Mabel Lewis and Miss Jeanette Hughes often take long jaunts, and on Tuesday went by train to Lake Cary to walk back. They say they will try Vosburg next. Hold on, how long of a walk is that? Lake Carey is that's a pretty decent walk, especially in like that during that time period. Yeah, and what shoes they were wearing during that time, what their clothes were. They probably had heavy clothes too, like the dresses and everything. Big hats. Yeah, yeah, you're right. She could have used her horse. If she kept her horse, she could have used her horse. Yeah, but I mean, we don't really know why she sold her horse. It could have been a variety of reasons, but uh I was looking for a second because I was looking to see if there was like if I could see like a train line, like the remnants of like a because it says they took the train, and the only railroad I see, uh, yeah, it goes like this way. It follows the river. Yeah, I don't see any remnants, unfortunately. But that's a pretty. Hold on, wait. Okay. For let's just say from the Metcalf Mansion to let's just say they do it at like the here, like the southernmost point. Okay, so apparently 4 miles. I mean, okay, that's actually closer than I thought. But doing 4 miles again back then in that in those types of clothes and those types of shoes, that was definitely not comfortable. Mhm. What time of year? Oh, that's a good question. Hold on. Shoot, where was the uh April? Okay. Uh, so April. That means that could mean anything. April is one of those like months where it's like it could be anything. It could be cold, it could be warm. Yeah, as long as it's not like muddy or something like that, or just rained. If it's a good like spring, like proper spring, it might not be that bad. Oh wait, hold on. What is this? Miss Mabel Lewis and Marion Metcalf will go abroad with the same party as Miss Pyatt does, starting in July. The trip is an exceptionally fine one, giving the young people an opportunity to see the principal cities and inter-evening country of Europe and the British Isles, and they are to be congratulated upon the privilege. Okay, yes, I do remember. Okay, I knew Marion did go to Europe, and I forgot who went with her, and it was Mabel. Okay, so she went to Europe. So Mabel traveled to Europe. Um, yeah, and here's the article talking about it. Yeah, Mabel and Marion will sail from New York on their uh, European tour tomorrow. They went down to the city yesterday, accompanied by members of the families, to make the necessary preparation. So they're probably not going to get back till like late. Oh wow, yeah, I don't even see a thing of them coming back. It just goes straight to October. I know that I'm pretty sure they came back like in like September or something like that. Also, I just realized that it looks like an ad's gonna start soon. we have ads starting soon. So you know what? I'm actually going to use this opportunity. I'm going to get up real quick and grab some more water. Um, so I'm gonna pause this real quick. Here, let's go back. Oh God, sorry. uh, Let me just go ahead and sorry, turn that off real quick. Make myself a little bigger, and I'm gonna step away real quick. Um, Feel free to use this time yourself to use the bathroom, get some water, stretch your legs, all that fun stuff. We'll be back in just a few minutes here. Okay, I think we should be out of ads now. So let's go ahead and let's head on back over. All right. So we left off here. Let's see, what is this? Engagement announced. Martian Henry Wheeler of Scranton. Those present. Oh, I think this is one where like a bunch of. Okay, yeah. Hold on, yeah. Pearl Dietrich, Helen Terry, Mabel Lewis, Marion Metcalf. So that's four right there automatically. Uh, that's four. Jesse Garman is five. Ms. Harry Lewis, Mrs. Okay, Mrs. Merton Dunn. That's Eleanor. So that's six. And Mrs. I.T. Kepler. That's seven. Um, yeah. So there's seven people in this article that are in this photograph. uh, let's see. Oh, what is this? February of 1909. So around 1909, we should see. Oh, wait, what is this? Miss Mabel D. Lewis attended a dance given by the naval officers of the junior class at Annapolis Naval Academy last Saturday evening as the guest of her cousin, Frank Lyton. She was chaperoned by Miss Murray on Monday. They welcomed the return of the war vessels at Hampton Roads and are very proud and enthusiastic over our incomparable Navy. Okay. So, some point in 1909, we should see her wedding. Okay, that's just her visiting Lake Champlain. What is this? Come on, let's find her wedding. House party. Uh oh, hold on. A house party. A house party was held at the Lewis Cottage at Lake Carey last week. The people who enjoyed it were Mrs. Helen and Mabel Lewis, Dr. H.L. McNone, Miss Jeanette Hughes of this place, Charles Murtha of New York, Alex Shoemaker of New Mexico. Interesting. He was living in New Mexico at the time because his that one record we found said that he was born in Tacanic. Okay, so this is them hanging out together. This is in August of 1909. They're hanging out together. And here we go. 19 September 9th, 1909, less than a month later, Mr. and Mrs. Bradley W. Lewis have announced the engagement of their daughter, Mabel Dana Lewis, to Mr. Alexander Shoemaker of Glencoe, New Mexico. Look at that. Right there. And this is, yeah, September of 1909. Now, that was their engagement. We don't know when the wedding was yet. This next one from October. Okay, no, that's not it. This is, I think, also her entertaining somebody. Yeah. That's just her visiting Philadelphia. Okay. I mean, to attend the oh wait, hold on. Mrs. Walter Lewis was up from Kingston this week and remained to attend the wedding of Miss Mabel Lewis. Okay, so this is February of 1910. So they actually probably didn't get married till 1910 then. Wow, that was a long engagement for back then. If that's when they got married. Okay, yeah, look. They came to attend the wedding of Miss Mabel Lewis and Alexander Shoemaker. This is again February of 1910. Uh, what is this? Okay, this isn't. That was a fateful party. Yeah, that meeting at that cottage. Yeah, it was a very fateful meeting that they had. Um, let's see. Okay, but I'm surprised that there's no other thing for their wedding. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna change it to 1910 real quick, and I'm not gonna make it just Wyoming County. I want also Luzerne County, and I want February. Okay, here we go. February 2nd. Does this have more information? Okay, this is Alfred Shoemaker and Miss Mabel Lewis will be joined in marriage today at noon. They expect to make their home in Arizona, where he is engaged in ranching. Okay, that explains the dairy farm. That explains the dairy farm. He was a rancher in Arizona before. So then at some so that's why they're not in the 1910 census, because they moved to Arizona. Hold on. Okay. Let's see if we can find again any information on. Let's see, is there like a long thing about their wedding or is it mostly just like short stuff? Yeah, and so it looks like Shoemaker Alex was born in Tacanic. They were born in Tacanic, but at some point he moved to Arizona. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Alfred Shoemaker and Miss Mabel Lewis were united in marriage at the home of the bride's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Bradley W. Lewis, on Wednesday evening by Reverend A.J. Harries, pastor of the Presbyterian Church. Okay. So yeah, so February 2nd is when they got married. So again, anything else? Any other more details? Uh, okay, hold on. What else? We got, like, see, I'm trying to see if there's like a long. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Perfect. Shoemaker and Lewis. At the home of Mr. and Mrs. Bradley Lewis of Tacanic on Wednesday evening, a charming uh, uh, nuptial event took place when their daughter, Miss Mabel Dana Lewis, became the bride of Mr. Alexander Mitchell Shoemaker of this city. The Bradley home was beautifully decorated, the scheme uh, being pink and white, while the parlor where the ceremony was performed was artistically decorated with southern uh, smilax, pink roses, and pink snapdragons. At 8:30 o'clock, the wedding party entered the parlor as Miss Eleanor Murray. Okay, I thought that was going to say Eleanor Metcalf for a second. um, of the city played the wedding march. The procession was led by Reverend A.J. Harries of the Presbyterian Church. He was followed by the groom and the best man, W.I. Shoemaker of Cambridge, Massachusetts, a brother of the groom. Then by the ushers, Charles Biddle, John Housley of this city, David Briggs of Easton, Fred Emmerich of Scranton, and the maid of honor, Miss Helen Lewis, a sister of the bride, and the bride came in accompanied by her father. The bride looked radiant in a gown of pure white satin trimmed with rose point lace. The long veil which she wore was adjusted with orange blossoms. She carried a bouquet of lilies of the valley and orchids. The maid of honor wore a beautiful dress of white silk crepe meteor and carried pink roses. After the ceremony, a reception was held and supper was served by Mrs. Uh, Hawkwriter of this city. Mr. and Mrs. Shoemaker will be at home after May 1st at Glenvive, New Mexico. The following guests were present. Okay, yeah, the Shoemakers. I'm just curious who else is here. Uh, Mostly Shoemaker people, from the looks of it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they did get married on Groundhog Day. God, if there was one day that was going to repeat over and over again, I guess maybe your marriage isn't a bad one. uh, okay, and then is this the same article? Yeah. Okay, this is just the same thing. Okay. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. What is this? Is this? Oh, wait, no, this is a different Mabel Lewis. Because one, she wouldn't be Miss Mabel Lewis anymore under an appendicitis. Okay, yeah, no, that's not her. That's a because Parsons is a different city. Parsons is a different city. These are all different. This is a different. Yeah, okay. All right. Hold on. Now that we know that they're in Arizona, hold on. Mabel Shoemaker. Where is? Hold on, wait. Where was that town? Shoot. Because this said, uh, Rally Home. No, it wasn't that one. Where was it? Okay, this says Arizona, but there was the other thing that we saw that talked about where specifically. Yeah, okay, Gleneve, New Mexico. Where is that? Wait, did I spell that right? I don't think I spelled that right. No, that is right. Gleneve. Glen Eve. Okay, there's Glen Acres. There's Glen Acres. Oh God, wow. That is truly middle of nowhere. Oof. Okay. So does Glen Eve not exist? Okay, well, how about what if I just make it New Mexico? Oh, wait, no, that's okay. Well, we know their birth year was 1882. We're unclear on his birth year. Yeah, in Wyoming County, Pennsylvania, and let's just put New Mexico. Uh, get rid of these, and instead add spouse Alexander Shoemaker. Okay, let's see if maybe this brings up something. Census records, specifically 1910. Uh, Location, North America, USA. Uh, Wait, yeah, nothing here for Arizona or New Mexico. Colorado? No, that's not them. Dang, okay. I thought that would have given us enough of a hint to figure something out, but I guess not. Okay, but at least we found the newspaper article about the wedding. Okay, hold on. Now let's change it 1911 to 1920. Oh, right. Yeah. She's not Mabel Lewis anymore. She's Shoemaker. Hold on. Okay, yeah, here we go, right here. Mr. and Mrs. Alexander Shoemaker on Wednesday, April 25th, 1911. A son, Mrs. Shoemaker, was formerly Miss Mabel Lewis, daughter of attorney Miss. Okay, so this is their son Robert being born. Yeah, this is the birth of their son Robert in 1911. Okay, hold on. So what if I change it to Mrs. Alexander Shoemaker? Okay, yeah, and these are all we only have 1911 for this. Uh okay, wait, hold on. April 13th, 1911. Oh, okay, hold on. Mr. and Mrs. Alexander M. Shoemaker are preparing to take possession of the fine farm of the late Dr. C.H. Dana just across the river bridge, for which negotiations have recently concluded. This is one of the finest locations in the vicinity. This is the farm that they bought. So, okay, so they weren't in Arizona for that long because this is 1911. So maybe he finished up whatever he was doing there and then they came back. Um, because across the river bridge, hold on, let's go back here real quick to Titanic. I mean, okay, the bridge is here. So was their property like it was either like here or like here? One of these areas. That's now a Comfort Inn. Okay. And then yeah, Stork's Visit. This is their son being born. Uh and then there's this one right here. Mrs. Alexander Shoemaker is quite seriously ill. Oof. That's not good. Hold on. If what if I make it just Alex? Okay, nothing. But what if we get rid of the Wyoming County? Okay, there's not that much. Um, what's the Lucerne County ones? Let's see. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is just them attending a wedding. Okay. Let's see, what is this one? Oh, that's also them attending a wedding. Um, okay, this is 1915. Um, oh, what is this? Attended a Chrysler concert? Among the out-of-town people who attended the Chrysler concert at Irem Temple last night were, and a bunch of them listed here, Helen Terry, Mr. and Mrs. Alex Shoemaker of Tecan. Okay, so that's just them attending concert. Okay, what is this? Oh, okay, hold on. Mr. and Mrs. Alexander Shoemaker and children and Miss Helen Lewis of Tacanic motored to Glen Summit Tuesday and spent the day with Carl Eisenberg at the Wayland Cottage. Okay, this is interesting. This means they had a car. By 1915, they had a car, which, that's kind of, again, still not a cheap thing to have. They were becoming more common by that point, but still not super common. Let's see. That's the same article. That's the same article as well. Okay, so that's it. Interesting. What's this one from Lackawanna County? Okay, 1916. News of local interest. Miss Florence Keene of Syracuse, New York, is spending a part of her vacation in this section with Miss Alexander M. Shoemaker at Woodlands Farm just over the river. Is that the name of their farm? Woodlands? That might be the name of their farm. I'm blaming these people for car culture in the States. I mean, there's a lot of people you can blame for that, honestly. There are way more people, I think, that played a way bigger role in that than just this couple in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. Okay, so then that's all we got for the teens, which is interesting. 21 to 30? Uh wow, there's really not that much. Hold on, wait. Is Alex? Uh oh no, this is a different Alex Shoemaker. Okay, hold on. So 1921. Okay, this is interesting. There's some stuff going on here. Oh no, wait, this is a different part of Pennsylvania. This is the Somerset County one. So okay, hold on. Let's look at the Wyoming County ones. Dinner party given for Miss Ruth Reynolds. Who's spending with her grandparents, guests included. Okay, Eleanor Dunn. That's Eleanor Metcalf. This is Alexander Shoemaker, Helen Lewis, Dorothy Dietrich, Edith Stone. Okay, so that's again them hanging out with people. Uh, this is crazy that there's not that much. Entertain. Okay, yeah, just her entertaining somebody. What about this one? A very pretty wedding took place at the home of Mr. and Mrs. B.W. Lewis last evening when their daughter, Miss Mabel. Oh, is this one of those? Yep. Ah, they tricked me. These records are so annoying. In this news in these newspapers, they'll have things like these bits where they're like, "Oh, 20 years ago today." Or 30 years ago today, and it'll just be a repeat of an article that we already found. So when I think I found something in one of these like later years, I'm like, "Oh, what is this?" It's like, "Oh, nope, it's something we already it already happened." There Yeah. Yeah, see, and then down here they got 40 years ago. They're reminiscing because they gotta fill up that newspaper space. Okay, uh, what if okay, hold on, that was the Lycoming County ones. What's the one Lackawanna County one? Is this her or is this a different shoemaker? Oh yeah, Wyoming County. Miss Mary Shoemaker, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Alexander Shoemaker, entertained the following little girls in honor of her 7th birthday. Oh, that's sweet. 7th birthday. Okay. Let's see. Uh, Starful, good to see you. That picture of a girl looks like a haunted. I mean, yeah, it's an old photos like this definitely do look like that. Yes, old photos like this definitely have that look to them. Okay, yeah, so that was that. Then what about the Lucerne County one? What is this? Permanent Leone County resident dead. Oh, this is okay. This is when their father died. Bradley W. Lewis. Yeah, 80 years old. Surviving are his widow and 3 children, Miss Helen Lewis, at-home attorney Harry Lewis, and Miss Alexander Shoemaker of Tacanic. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and again, no Alex. Well, it's okay. There is an Alex, but it's not the correct Alex. I don't think. Oh no, wait, no. These are. Wait, hold on. The daughter. Oh, okay, yeah. This is okay. This is when their other daughter was born. A little daughter has arrived at the home of Mr. and Mrs. Alex Shoemaker. There we go. Okay, so this is when their other daughter was born. That's Helen. Yeah, their daughter Helen. What about this one? This is Alex Shoemaker and daughter Mary, Miss Helen Lewis, and Miss Hope Northrup and Wilkes-Barre. Okay, that's just them visiting somewhere. Uh, let's see. Entertain a number of friends at tea. Okay, yeah, just her entertaining. No list given. Uh, hold on, wait. Robert Shoemaker of Union College. Okay, so this is when their son Robert went to college, is spending the holidays with his parents. Okay. Uh, Also, yeah, hold on, wait. When does Alex pass away? 1932. Okay. So in a few years. So we should be getting to those records soon in this next batch we're going to look at. So hold on, let's do 1931 to 1940. Okay. This is just that's just under the Alex name. Hold on. Church Sunday night. Is that the right? I don't know if that's the right person. Okay, yeah, no, I don't think that is. Okay, hold on. Let's change the name. Okay, there we go. That's more like it. Okay, first let's look at And a lot of this is probably, oh no, there's like almost nothing for when Alex passed away. We might have to look specifically for him and get rid of the misses. Also, it stops after 1935. Look at that. I didn't realize that. 1935, there's like a bunch, and then it just stops. Okay, let's look at this one. Oh, but see, look at that. They're messing with me again. 20 years ago today. 20 years ago, another one of these. About them, yeah, about purchasing the farm, which we know about. Oh my god, is this going to be another one? Yep. Oh god. You're killing me, Smalls. Uh okay, this is their daughter Mary um going to college in Boston. Let's see. Uh all right, hold on. Mrs. Mary M. Shoemaker of Tacanic, a freshman at Bradford Academy, played the part of Gunga in The Royal Family, presented recently at the school by the class in play production. Mrs. Shoemaker is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Alexander M. Shoemaker of Woodlands to Okay, I think this helps confirm actually. I think Woodlands is the name of their farm. So that's actually good that we have that. So Woodlands is the name of the farm. She formerly attended Tacanic High School, where she was outstanding in dramatics. She was a member of the girl reserves, Girl Scouts, basketball, and gym teams. At Bradford Academy, Miss Shoemaker sings in the Leonora Society, the basketball or the school glee club. She's also been active in basketball and tennis. She's preparing for Elmira College, same place that her mother went. She's preparing for Elmira College. Okay. Okay, wait, these are all the same article. May 12th, June 9th. Are these all? Yeah. Hold on. Uh, let's see. Hold on. Sorry, I just need to check something because I saw the name. Oh shoot, I think I lost it. Uh, sorry, I need to look up the play the royal family and who Gunga is because I have a bad feeling about something. Hold on. Hold on. Chris Gampel. Hold on, sorry. I keep getting things. I don't think it's Gunga Din. No. Okay, wait, never mind. Okay, never mind. All right. Sorry, I just needed to check something real quick. All right. Um. Okay, hold on. So this is another thing of her being. So she's in drama. Miss Mary M. Shoemaker of Tacanic, student of the junior college at Bradford Academy, took part in the Taming of the Shrew, presented as part of the 129th commencement exercises on Saturday last in Bradford Outdoor Amphitheater of Woodlands. Member of the Bradford Musical Society and plays on the basketball and tennis team. Hmm. So most of the articles from this era look like they're mostly about their daughter. Um, yeah, because these ones from. Let's see, hold on. Okay, yeah, and she is at Elmira College again, also taking part in drama in the Thespis Dramatic Society. So now she's yeah, yeah. Tacanic girl takes part in play at Elmira College. Shoemaker, daughter, yeah, of. Oh wait, yeah. Hold on, daughter of Mrs. Alexander M. Shoemaker. He's already died. He's already died at this point. So hold on. Okay, she's a junior at the college and is majoring in biology. Okay, so theatrics is not her main thing. She's majoring in biology. Uh, okay, hold on. What is this? Shoemaker Williams and Robert. Okay, this is their son Robert getting married. Same with this one. Yep, and that one. Marriage announcement. Okay, so a lot of these it's look like it's their son getting married. Takes part in school play. Okay, another play by her. Okay. Hold on, what is this one? Mrs. Alexander Shoemaker of Woodlands entertained Mr. and Mrs. and Miss Helen Lewis and Mr. and Mrs. Harry Lewis. Okay, yeah, so this is her with her siblings. That's nice. She's entertaining her siblings. Uh, let's see. Okay, this is the same article repeated. Alexander Shoemaker and Miss Helen Lewis will motor to Elmira on Thursday. Miss Mary Shoemaker, who is a student at the Elmira College, will return with them. Okay, I know. That's just them going to get their daughter from college. Uh, What is this? Monday Club Luncheon. Okay, so she was in the Monday Club. Guests at the Monday's Luncheon were okay, yeah. So there she is. So she was active in local clubs. I think somebody. Okay, well, Miss Harry Lewis and yeah, Miss Helen Lewis are also in the Monday Club, as well as I think a few other people are as well. Uh, let's see. Okay, yeah, that's just them visiting somebody for dinner. Okay, yeah, that's the same. I think that's actually the same dinner. Uh, okay, hold on. This is, I think, a thing about Mary again. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's just coming home for Easter. Uh, wow. She did a lot of stuff in 1935. Whoa. Wait. Hold on. Sorry. I just saw entertains Miss Alexander Shoemaker of Woodlands entertained at a candy pull at her home last evening. A candy pull. That sounds awesome. Like, can we bring back candy pulls? That sounds actually really fun. I'm picturing like the taffy hook, and you like pull the candy and everything, and like stretch it and everything. Growing up, I remember there was like a boardwalk theme park place I used to go to, and they had one of those like pull things. I had to step out for a moment to discuss the reason for Alexander's death. No, actually, in fact, we actually didn't see a single article about his death. So after we go through this list, uh, well, after we go through this list here, um, of records that we do have, I'm gonna try specifically to see if we can find an obituary. That's literally what it is. It's like taffy. Yeah, no, I want to. That sounds like really fun and really awesome. I really want to go to a candy pull. uh, let's see. Okay, yeah, this is just a lot of this is just like yeah, her daughter visiting her and other people visiting her. Uh, yeah, speaking with her mother. Yeah, okay. Um, okay, so hold on. Let's see. First, I want to check one thing. What if we change because Alexander did die? What if now she goes by Mabel? Uh, okay, wait, hold on. Wyoming County. Okay, hold on. Okay, it looks like there is some stuff, but again, it like stops after 1936. And a lot of this looks like it's the same articles that we saw before. Hold on, what is this one? Oh, are these library donations? Oh, okay, yeah, these are library donations. These are donations to the Tacanic Library, which her sister Helen was very involved with. When we researched Helen, she was very involved with the library. Um, Miss Mabel Schumacher has given the following books for the pay shelf: Wild Wind, Bailey; Margaret York Norris; Money on Her Own, Banning; The Prisoner of the Opal, Mason; The Kenworthys, Wilson. Huh. Okay. So there's that. Well, is this going to be? Okay, yeah, that's again stuff about Mary. What about this one? Uh, Dana family reunion. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so a lot of all the Eleanor, Helen Lewis, all the Lewises, Eleanors. Okay, yeah, a lot of people, all the immediate family is actually here now that I'm looking at it. Okay, yeah, basically the entire Lewis, Terry, and Metcalf family is here. Okay, then what about this? Um, oh wait, is this? Oh, library reports. Okay, yeah, so this is contributions to the library, other contributions. Yeah, and she donated $2. $2 to the library. Okay. Let's see. Uh, I think this is another thing about Mary. Yeah, just another play she was a part of. Okay, and here she is graduating in 19. Whoa, oh, look, there she is. There's a picture of her. So this is, okay, this is Mabel's daughter, Mary Metcalf Shoemaker. Look at that. It's a picture of her. Candidate for degree of Bachelor of Arts at Elmira College. Majored in biology during her college course. Okay. She does have good hair. Yeah, it's a classic. I feel like this is a very classic, like 1930s style for like women's hair. Kind of the shorter, you know, the shorter hair and everything. Uh, let's see. Okay, that's just her visiting a party. Um, uh, okay, and then another library contribution, Miss $2 again. She has a very no nonsense kind of look. She kind of does, yeah. I do kind of see that. Um, okay, what are the? Let me just look quickly, just glance through. Uh, Shoemaker, and that's the marriage of, yeah, their son. Oh wait, what is this? Is this her? Oh no, this is a different. Okay, yeah, no, that is not her because she did not die during this time period. That is a very terrible title, and I don't want to read that. Jeez. Oh wait, hold on. What is this? Triton Hose Company was called to extinguish a blaze at the home of Miss Mabel Shoemaker caused by a brush fire at noon Monday. There was no damage. Okay, so she had a fire on her property. but thankfully nothing happened. Okay, make sure this isn't. Okay, yeah, that's just dinner guess. Okay. Okay, now let's see if we can find uh let's see if we can find a thing for Alexander. Alexander Shoemaker, specifically 1932. Here we go. Okay. So January 9th, 1932. Okay, here we go. Okay, hold on. Here we go. This one looks like a good long one. Alexander M. Shoemaker passed away early Saturday morning. Alexander Mitchell Shoemaker, who resided on the farm just across the river, formerly owned by the late Dr. C. H. Dana, passed away quite suddenly at about 1:30 Saturday morning last. He had not been feeling well for some time, and Friday evening went to the office of Dr. W. W. Lazarus for treatment. He was about to leave for home at about 11 p.m. He complained of numbness and not considering it safe for him to return home alone. Dr. Lazarus and son Thomas went with him. He rapidly grew worse and died within about 2 hours. Mr. Shoemaker was the son of the late Mr. and Mrs. Robert Shoemaker and was born at 40 Fort about 47 years ago. God, that is a. I have heard of 40 Fort. That is a place in Pennsylvania. But God, that is a tongue twister. He was born at 40 Fort about 47 years ago. It would be crazier if he was born 40 if he was 44. uh he married Miss Maple D. Lewis, daughter of the late attorney Bradley W. Lewis and Miss Lewis. He followed farming and dairying for several years and was also superintendent of the Taconic Water Company for some time. He leaves the widow and the following children, Robert, Mary, and Helen, also one brother, William Shoemaker of Essex, New York. The funeral was held at his late home at 3 p.m. Monday, conducted by Reverend Fred B. Newman, with burial at Sunnyside Cemetery. Okay, so it seems like, yeah, it was just a sudden death. He just got sick suddenly out of nowhere. Uh, let's see. Yeah, because this one's about his funeral. Yeah, Alexander M. Shoemaker. Largely attended funeral services were held for Alexander M. Shoemaker this afternoon at the late home of Taconic. Reverend F. B. Neiman officiated the burial, or officiated, and the burial was in Sunnyside Cemetery, Taconic. Mr. Shoemaker died on Saturday following an illness of complications. Yeah, so they don't even specifically say what it was. They might not even know what it is. Mr. Shoemaker died on Saturday following an illness complications. He is survived by his widow, Mabel, and three children, Robert, Mary, and Helen Shoemaker, and a brother, William Shoemaker of Essex, New York. Okay, so now we know what happened to him. He just got sick suddenly and passed away. Um, okay, let's see. He had some kind of numbness. Maybe it was due to a stroke or a heart attack. Yes, that is a possibility. That is a possibility. Yeah, that's a good clue right there. Yeah, with the numbness, that it could be that. Okay, so let's see here. Let's get back to. I mean, we'll try Mrs. again and see. Okay, so now we want to move on to 1941 to 1950. Oh, nope. Okay, you're not. No, 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 no. You're not gonna get me. You're not gonna trick me. See this right here? Announce engagement. Mrs. Alexander Mitchell Shoemaker of Decanic. Oh, sorry. Okay, no. I thought this was gonna be one of those 20-year later ones. It's actually not. Is that their daughter got married. That's what they're announcing here. Yeah, this is all basically just talking about their daughter's engagement. Yeah. Her college and was graduated from Elmira College. She received her master's degree. Oh, dang, look at that. Mary got a master's degree too. Wow. Penn State alumni will become bride of Harvard graduate. Mr. Hickey attended Harvard University and is in the advertising business uh, in New York City. The wedding is planned for November. Yeah, she is getting that bag. It doesn't say in what though. It just says master's degree. We know her bachelor's degree was in biology, so it might be in like like a similar science. It might be in a similar field. That is cool. Uh, are pretty much all of these going to be for her daughter? It looks like it. Her daughter. Let's see. Hold on. Daughter. Uh, daughter of Mrs. Alexander Mitchell Shoemaker. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, hello, Warthrone. Dang, you just woke up. Were you taking a Were you taking a nap or were you just sleeping that long? Yeah, I that's another thought that I had, uh, Cat, because um, this is 1941, and a lot of times when women get married, they have to kind of give up what they're doing, um, which sucks. But okay, yeah, this is all basically their marriage. All these articles are about uh their marriage. Uh, okay, that's just her visiting something. Oh, got a new job. Nice. And had a morning shift today. Okay, so that explains. Yeah, I can make sense then why you're tired. Yeah, if it's one of those jobs you're on your feet all day, yes, yeah, I know that feeling. I remember, yeah, when I like, yeah, after a while when I wasn't working for a little bit and then I got a job, it was very easy to fall back asleep too. Yeah. Okay, hold on. So let's try Mabel. Specifically. Oh, whoa. Okay, yeah. These aren't the right counties. These are different counties. Hold on. Okay, we want Luzerne. Hold on. Here we go. Uh oh, Henry Lewis. Yeah, this is her brother. This is the obituary of her brother right here. Yeah. And she is okay, so according to 1942, she is still living in Tacanic. Yeah, Miss Mabel Shoemaker of Tacanic. So she is still here. Let's see. Oh, and that's it. That's all it is. And then oh wait, hold on. What's this thing from 1950? Oh, yeah, this is and then this is Helen's ob oh god, this sucks. The only reason she's showing up is because she's showing up in the obituaries of her siblings. So she was the last wow, she was the last Lewis to survive. Yeah, Miss Mabel Shoemaker. And she lived for another like 12 years. Yeah, and this is when her sister Helen was unfortunately had the horrible luck of being her struck by a truck on her birthday and dying. Sounds like my grandfather, his last sibling, died a few years ago. Yeah, I mean that's actually my grandma was almost like that too. She was the youngest of 11, but she wasn't the last. She was the second to last. She did have an older brother that did live. Um, who's had the least amount of information? Of all the people that we've researched, I think that would have to be hmm. Wait, hold on. Is this also her sister's? Yeah. This is yeah. Okay, that's all that she shows up in. Okay, let's change it then to 51. Oh wait, nope. 51 to 60. Specifically we want Lucerne. So the person who we probably had the least information on, honestly, is either Edna Brown, probably Edna Brown or Sadie Weir. Sadie Weir because I wasn't 100% confirmed. I couldn't 100% confirm if the girl that we found who was named Sarah Weir was Sadie Weir. Uh, and also like her birth dates were wrong and there wasn't a ton about her. But also Edna Brown was very hard. We have no idea what her birth date is. We know who her parents are. There were very few newspaper articles about her. Um, and we don't know when or how old she was when she died. So she's probably I would say the person we know the least information on. Uh, what is this? Hospital admissions. Oh, okay, so she was in the hospital in 1958 for surgery. Okay. Uh, let's see. Oh, and that's it. That's what it all is. Hold on. Okay, what is this one? Personals was a guest of Miss Mabel Shoemaker. Okay, no. Uh, okay, hold on. What if we change it back to Alexander? Uh, okay, 1953. We have Alexander Shoemaker of the Woodlands is spending some time in Somer, New York, as the guest of her daughter, Miss Mary Shoemaker Hickey. Okay, so she still has the Woodlands in 1953, and then and then this is the announcement of her daughter, engagement of her daughter. Uh, engagement of her daughter. Yeah, Miss Mary. Wait a second. Oh, okay. Okay, wait. Yeah, look at this. Okay, this is Mary. So hold on. I think this means Mary's first husband died because this is her getting married again, and they refer to her as Miss Mary Shoemaker Hickey to Frederick William Wilhelmy Jr. Okay, yeah. So I think her first husband died because if they got divorced, they wouldn't have his last name there. And then Mrs. Hickey attended Bradford Junior College and graduated from Elmira College and Pennsylvania State University and is the director of volunteers at Bellevue Hospital Center, New York. Whoa, wait, Bellevue Hospital, New York City. Wait, Bellevue, that's like a famous hospital, isn't it? I've heard that name before. So it looks like she was using her degree, which is great that she was working and everything. That's interesting. Okay. Hold on, what's this one? Okay, yeah, hold on. This is guest of her daughter. Okay, yeah. That's the oldest hospital in America, I think. Oh, okay. Maybe that's why it sounds familiar. Because, like, I've heard that name. I've heard this name, Bellevue Hospital. Like, it's famous. Like, I feel like it's a famous hospital in New York. And that would make sense if it's the oldest. That would make sense maybe why I've heard of it. Okay. Now let's uh go ahead and change this to 61 to 62 because I believe that is the year that she died. Or 63. Okay, hold on. 61 to 63. Oh, we only got two things here. Hold on. Four teachers resign. These three teachers were hired. The three teachers were elected. Miss Mabel Alexander shoot. Okay, no, that's not her. That's a different that's a different person because that's a crazy coincidence of a name, but her middle name wasn't Alexander. That was her husband's name. So that's not her. Uh, so maybe Mabel? Okay, here we go. Okay, so let's look at the Luzerne County ones first. Okay, there we go. Obituaries. That's all it is. Is this your week off or is the week after? So Wednesday is going so this Wednesday is going to be my last stream before my week off. So after Wednesday's stream. Hold on, let me look at a calendar real quick. After Wednesday's stream, my next stream after that won't be until May 17th. So I'm going to take that time off to kind of, figure out some things and figure out what I want to do going forward and everything. So yeah. Okay. So we got here obituaries. Let's see. All right, here we go. Miss Mabel Shoemaker. Miss Mabel Dana Shoemaker, 81, of Catawna, New York, formerly of Tacanic, died yesterday morning in Northern Westchester Hospital, Mount Cisco, New York, following a brief illness. Born in Tacanic, May 1st, 1882, she was the daughter of the late Bradley W. and Mary G. Metcalf Lewis. She was the widow of Alexander M. Shoemaker. Mrs. Shoemaker was a member of the Tacanic Presbyterian Church. Surviving are a daughter, Miss Mary Wilhelmy, with whom she resided the last year, a son, Robert M. Tacanic, 5 grandchildren, a daughter, Miss Helen Vaughn, died September 6, 1963. Funeral will be held Thursday afternoon at 2 from Tacanic Presbyterian Church. Reverend Paul Floyd Jones, assisted by Dr. Arthur B. Davenport, MD, officiating interment in Sunnyside Cemetery. Friends may call at the home of Robert Shoemaker, 15 West Tioga Street, Tacanic, this afternoon. Um, okay. Yeah. Let's see what else. Is this the same obituary basically? Uh, yeah, same article basically. Um, where is hold on, wait, Cadona, New York. Where is Cadona, New York? Okay, that's like almost in Connecticut. Very north of New York City. And it said though that she was living there because she was living with her daughter. Yeah, who with whom she resided the last year. Yeah, so that's why she was there. Let's see, is this anything? Uh, let's see, just a piece. Uh, let's see, anything? Hey, Al, good to see you. Hope you're having a great evening tonight. Hold on, gotta give the obligatory shout out. There we go. All right. How are you doing, Nap? What's the progress? Okay, so this is a big kind of stream, Al, because this person we're researching, her name was Mabel Lewis or Mabel Lewis Shoemaker. Um, she is the last person to research in this photograph. She is number she is number 24 out of 24 in this photo. So yeah, so this is a big one, but this is not the last stream for this photograph. We are still doing one more research stream on Wednesday, because we are going to research uh, the name here at the bottom of the photograph, Henry Dunn, who uh, we know uh, is the son of Eleanor Metcalf, whose birthday party is being celebrated in this photo. Um, and what we're going to try and do with that stream on Wednesday is try to figure out how this photograph through him ended up in California where I bought it. That's kind of like the goal of that stream, to try to see if we can figure out the provenance of this photograph and how it might have ended up out there, starting in Pennsylvania and ending up there. So that's going to be kind of the end, the big celebration, on Wednesday. And then after that, I'm taking a week off from streaming because I've been like streaming consistently for the past like 3.5 months because of this project. So I'm gonna take like a week off after that, and also take like a month off from doing like genealogy research streams. We're gonna be doing a variety of other things um, during that time because I don't want to burn myself out on these genealogy research streams as much as I do love doing them. And she made it to the 60s. Good for, yes, she did make it to the 60s. We've had some people from this photo make it to the 70s. The oldest person we've had from this photograph, uh, the oldest person we had lived to be 90 from this photo and died in 1974. Um, do a month of Spins Wheel Apex? Oh God, no. I'm gonna be honest. I am not a shooter. I am not a shooter guy. I'm not a big competitive shooter guy at all. And you wouldn't want me to play. It would just be pathetic and sad. Okay, I think that's a different person. Yeah, it's a different person. I say, dude, I mean, I don't know if I can stream that. I might get. I can't really stream that. I gotta. I think that might be against Twitch TOS. Okay, so that's Luzerne. What about Lackawanna? Is it just? Oh, is this her? Okay, here we go. I was just about to look this up. This is her other daughter who died the same year at her. Yes, Helen S. Vaughn. Helen S. Vaughn is her daughter, is Mabel's daughter, and they died just a few months apart from each other. Mrs. Helen Shoemaker Vaughn, a former resident of Tacanic, died unexpectedly Friday at home. Born in Tacanic, she was the daughter of Miss Mabel Dana Shoemaker, Somers, New York, and the late Alexander M. Shoemaker. She was a graduate of Tacanic High School and Elmira College, New York. She was a member of the Tacanic Presbyterian Church. Surviving in addition to her mother are two sons, Michael and Alexander, and a daughter, Patricia, all at home. A brother, Robert Shoemaker, Tacanic, and a sister, Miss Mary uh, Wilhelmly Somers. The funeral will be Monday with services at 2 p.m. in Tacanic Presbyterian Church. Reverend Paul Lloyd Jones, pastor, will officiate. Internment, Sunnyside Cemetery. There will be no viewing. Friends may call Sunday afternoon at home of Mr. and Mrs. Robert Shoemaker. They are asked to omit flowers. Memorial contributions may be sent to the Tacanic Presbyterian Church. Okay. Okay. It doesn't really say how she died though. It just says died unexpectedly Friday at home. So she might have just gotten sick. It might have just been something like a heart attack or a stroke or something like that. If it's that suddenly and unexpected. Um, yeah. And she was in living in Maryland in a town called Bowie, Bowie, Maryland. Let's see. Hey, Warthorn, thank you for the lurk. Hope you enjoy your lurk. Have a good night. Kind of like Carrie Fisher and Debbie Brown. Yeah, kind of. Might have been that same thing. Are these all just? Yeah. Okay, that's all. Oh wait, hold on. This one is this a different obituary? Let's see. There's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing else here. Um, let's see. There was one more newspaper article for Wyoming County. Okay, this one might be a different obituary because this is the town that she was from. Yes, okay, this has a lot more information. Perfect. Okay, I think this is going to be our finale. This is going to be our last thing that we're going to look at, and then I think we're going to call it for tonight. All right. Miss Mabel Shoemaker dies in hospital. Miss Mabel Dana Shoemaker, wife of the late Alexander M. Shoemaker, died unexpectedly on Tuesday, October 22nd, 1963, in northern Westchester Hospital at Kisco, New York, where she had been a patient for a few weeks after suffering a heart attack. A member of two pioneer families, she was a daughter of the late attorney Bradley W. and Mary G. Metcalf Lewis, and was born in Tacanic May 1st, 1882. Her entire lifetime was spent in Tacanic and her home Woodland on Eaton Road until she moved to Florida a few years ago. Okay, so she moved to Florida. Huh. The past year, she has resided with her son-in-law and daughter, Mr. and Mrs. Frederick Wilhelmi, in Cadona, New York. I guess maybe that's why we weren't finding that many newspaper articles on her because she moved to Florida. Mrs. Shoemaker was a member of the Presbyterian Church in Tacanic and was a graduate of Tacanic High School and Elmira Female College. A daughter, Helen Shoemaker Vaughn, died on September 6th of this year. Surviving, besides Mrs. Wilhelmi, uh, are one son, Robert M. Shoemaker of Tacanic, five grandchildren, Thomas A. and Gretchen Shoemaker, Michael S., Alexander and Patricia Vaughn, one niece, Mrs. Webster Keefe, and one nephew, Bradley W. Lewis. Funeral services will be held at 2 o'clock this Thursday afternoon in a Tacanic Presbyterian Church with the pastor, the Reverend Paul Floyd Jones, assisted by Dr. Arthur B. Davenport, officiating. Burial will be in Sunnyside Cemetery. There will be no viewing, but the family received friends Wednesday afternoon at the home of Mr. and Mrs. Robert Shoemaker, 15 West Tioga Street, Tacanic. Okay. And I just want to double check real quick. There are some newspapers listed here. I just want to double check, make sure these are ones that we've already seen. Hold on. Oh yes, we've already seen this. Uh, and then the other one. Oh, this is the obituary. Yeah, this is the one we already read. Okay, sweet. So yeah, so that means I think with that we are done researching Mabel. And by being done researching Mabel, I can officially say that we have researched everybody in this photograph. all 24 people. Whew. Well, like I said, this isn't the last stream. We still got one more thing on Wednesday we got to do. But this is, wow, this is crazy. I mean, what's crazy in itself is the fact that I was able to find, uh, like almost, thank you for the bits paperclip. Thank you. I was able to officially find 23 out of 24, which for a photo from 1888 is honestly insanely impressive. That there was only one person that I wasn't able to 100% confirm. Like that is so impressive. And you know what? Hold on. I think there's only one more person that we need to ask how they feel. Uh, hey Lewis, how do you feel now that we have researched everybody in this photograph?
Nah, that's crazy.
It is crazy. It is so crazy, Lewis. Like I'm glad we're on the same page. Um, he is, yeah, exactly. Yeah, he is so right. Like it is insane. So hold on. Let's go ahead. Uh, let's go ahead and head on back over to our classroom here. All right. Wow. Whew. Okay. This is it. Like I said, I don't think it's hit me yet that we found it's not really gonna, I think, really hit me until after Wednesday stream that we've done it. We've researched everybody. Oof. Wow. Okay. Well, thank you guys though so much for being here. This has been so much fun. This has been a journey. Whether you were here from the beginning or whether you just joined us tonight, thank you so much for being here along the way. Because like I said, there's been a lot. We've been through all kinds of peaks and valleys with this project, insane stories, depressing stories, uplifting stories, inspiring stories, everything you can imagine. Um, So again, thank you guys so much for being here. If you are new here, I'm not a professor, but you can call me Nap. I do these streams every Wednesday and Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and sometimes do Gorilla streams every now and then. So if you want to know when I go live next, make sure you go ahead and follow. And let's see, I also have a YouTube channel linked down below if you want to check that out, where we are going to uh, where we are going to be uploading more shorts soon, um, of the stuff that we've discovered from these streams. Uh, so yeah, and with that, let's see. Let's see now if we can find somebody to raid. Oh, I know who we're gonna raid. I know who we're gonna raid because they were just here. We are gonna raid Almontes because he just uh he was just here, so we're gonna go give him some support. Um, all right. Maybe the real creepy Victorian children were the friends we made along the way. I mean, honestly, I do feel like that's the thing with doing this type of research. You get, at least for me personally, I get parasocial with with the people I research sometimes. Like, and especially with this because so many we know so much about not just these people, but this community and like I know way more about Taconic, Pennsylvania than I ever thought I ever would. Uh, it makes sense. You kind of get inside their lives. Yeah, no, you really do. But yeah, all right. So we're gonna go ahead. We are going to raid Al here. Show him some support. If you don't know Al, unlike me, he actually was a professor. Um, and he's a very smart, really awesome guy. Does some great just chatting streams talking about various topics, and also is a talented calligrapher. Just a really awesome dude. Uh, and yeah, thank you guys so much again for being here. Uh, all right, so yeah, so those will be our raid messages there. Um, and yeah, again, thank you guys so much for being here. It really has been incredible. Um, it's been an incredible journey. It's not done just yet. We still got a little bit more to do, but we're at the. I see the finish line. I see the finish line, and we're almost there. But yeah, thank you guys again so much for being here. Have a good rest of your day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you guys Wednesday for the finale at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.